I learned about Alliance Ministries the day of the tornadoes in Birmingham in 2011. My wife and I had been called by Ministry Ventures to open the Birmingham offices of Alliance, and we came for a vision trip. And Don and the Alliance team showed us around town, and we were having lunch, and he said, "Y'all probably ought to get on the road. There's a tornado coming through." And so that was the auspicious start to our relationship. What I do is I work with ministry leaders who have a great big ministry heart, but need help building a business mind. And what we do is we coach ministry leaders and empower them to go further faster with biblically centered coaching around best practice. So we help them with their ministry model, fundraising, board development, administrative best practice, and building a culture of prayer into their organization. And that combination is powerful. It allows ministries to truly go further faster. I think Alliance Ministries is all about helping people to see what the good works are that God's called them to do from the beginning of time, and to help people get off the bench and into the game, spiritually speaking. And they do it in a natural way that's easy to follow. I've led 210 project groups before, and it's neat to see people begin to realize that they have an opportunity to do ministry in their neighborhood, in their workplace, all around their city, across the country and the world, and to see themselves, even though they may not be in vocational ministry, that they are in full-time ministry as a Christ follower. In the small group that I'm leading right now, it's been really exciting to see a group of young married couples, none of whom have kids right now, rally together and take an inventory of their passions and their strengths and personalities, and determine that a common thread was a desire to connect with inner city kids. And so as a group, we've begun to work with a church partnership from our church and a church in Eastlake on the east side of Birmingham to begin to serve kids in a small group setting. And that's been really fun to see God do that. I think so many believers, especially men and women really, they know so many things in their head, but from a heart perspective, engaging and actually doing the good works, the living out of the gospel, sometimes they're confused about how to start. And the 210 Project has been a powerful discipling agent that the authors and the Alliance team have put together great resources and tools, from the book itself, the assessments, the small group guide. It's easy to follow, and it gives a layperson who has an opportunity, it gives a layperson who has a desire to do something but they don't know how, a track to run on. Well, there's probably lots of different ways that you could get involved. I'm sure that the team would be excited to have you praying. You can go to the 210 Project, you can go to alliance-ministries.org and learn more about the ministry itself there. But some of the practical ways that you can engage are to buy the 210 Project, share it with people that seem to be in a transition period, or seem to have a longing or a desire to do something greater and bigger in life, and know that God's got something for them. They're just not sure how to proceed. So buy a copy, give it as a gift. Another opportunity would be just to support the financial vision of the ministry. The opportunities are endless. You can apply this for college students. You can apply this for businessmen and women. You can apply this for folks in the armed services. This is global. Everybody has an inner longing to God's created us to follow Him and to share the gospel and these good deeds as He's created us, as Ephesians 2:10 would say. And so this resource is powerful and useful. Anybody can pick up a copy and within a week or two have a track to run on. Well, Ephesians 2:10 talks about the good works that God's created us to do from the beginning of time, that we were to walk out and do. And really, that's how we honor God, right? Is this opportunity to reflect back this saving grace that God's given us, and we can respond by living out the calling that He's given us to good deeds, and it's very practical. Because I love ministry leaders and I love to see them filled with hope. Just an example is an inner city school in Birmingham called Restoration Academy. They're amazing, and they do great education, they do great discipleship, they're working in these kids' lives, and they had never done a year-end fundraising campaign before. and we coached them 2 years ago for their first fundraising campaign, and they raised $550,000, which was enough for 100 kids to have a full ride scholarship to attend a school that they otherwise would not have been able to attend. And so getting to see those kids and the opportunities that they have now that they didn't have before, that's why I do what I do. Well, I'm blessed to be a part of a network that Alliance has put together here in Birmingham of ministry leaders and business leaders who have a desire to see our city transformed. And it's been a personal blessing to me as I've been able to see what God's doing all over the city. Birmingham is a community that's probably like a lot of other communities, but and there are three things that set apart Birmingham. The first is it's an unusually generous city. Financially speaking, the community has rallied together to support organizations. The second is the local church is very strong. There's lots of churches that love Jesus. They are His hands, they're His feet, and they're His head, His heart, and they're working here in the city and all over the place. And then lastly, it's a great size. You got about 1 million people in the metro area, and together that critical mass is there, but it's still small enough that people can know each other. And the ministry community, the business community has rallied around this city, and I see transformation happening all over the place, life by life.
If you know of a ministry that we need to know about, please give us a call, 888-641-8606, or take a look at our website, revelationstv.org.